بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار المتكبر هو الله الذي لا إله إلا هو الملك القدوس السلام.
In the time of the Prophet ﷺ, there was a sahabi called Asr-i radiyallahu anhu, and he came to the Prophet ﷺ and he said, "O Messenger of Allah, will I also enter into Jannah?" And the Prophet ﷺ said, "Of course you will enter into Jannah if you're a believer." He said, "But me, I'm regarded as low amongst the believers." He said, "O Sa'd, for you is the same reward as everybody else." And then the Sa'd radiyallahu anhu said, "Why will nobody give me their daughter to marry?" And the Prophet ﷺ said, "Go to, is Ibn Wahab here?" And Ibn Wahab was one of the leaders of Medina. He was one of the leaders of Medina. And his daughter was known for her beauty. And he said, "Is Ibn Wahab here?" And Ibn Wahab had just embraced Islam. And they said, "He's home, O Messenger of Allah." And the Prophet ﷺ said, "O Sa'd, go home and tell Ibn Wahab that I have sent you to request his daughter's hand in marriage." And Sa'd went home to the house of Ibn Wahab. He was elated. He knocked on the door. And Ibn Wahab opened the door. And Sa'd radiyallahu anhu said, "The Messenger of Allah has sent me to request your daughter's hand in marriage." And Ibn Wahab said, "You, my daughter? Don't you know my daughter? She's known for her beauty in Medina." And he said, "On your bike, go on." And when Sa'd was walking away, his daughter heard this. And she said, "Oh my father, wait. This is a request of the Messenger of Allah. Where will we be if we turn down a request of the Messenger of Allah? Where will we be? Where will we be when we turn away from the concerns of the Prophet ﷺ? I'll tell you where we will be. We will be where we are. We will be where we are." And she said, "Where will we be if we turn away from the request of the Prophet ﷺ?" And then she turned to Sa'd and she said, "Sa'd, go to the Messenger of Allah and tell him I'm ready to marry you." And Sa'd went to the Messenger of Allah and he was elated. And the Prophet ﷺ did the nikah on 400 dirhams. And Sa'd radiyallahu anhu said, "400 dirhams? Oh Messenger of Allah, I've never seen 400 dirhams." And the Messenger of Allah said, "Go to Ali Abdurrahman ibn Auf and Uthman and tell each one of them to give you 200 dirhams each." And he went to him and they gave him 200 dirhams plus. And he's going to his wife and he thought, "Let me go to the marketplace and buy some presents for my wife, for my new beautiful wife." And he's in the marketplace and then all of a sudden he hears a call, "Ya khaylallahi irkabi, Ya khaylallahi irkabi, bil jannati abshiri." The call of jihad came. And the narration mentioned that Sa'd stood wherever he was and he looked into the heavens and he said, "Oh Allah, I will buy with this wealth something which is pleasing unto thee." And he bought a horse and he bought a sword. And he went into the battlefield and he covered his face because he knew if the Messenger of Allah saw him, he would send him back. He would say, "Sa'd, you just got married." And the Sahaba began to say, "Who is this man who has come into the battlefield with his face covered?" And Ali radiallahu anhu said, "Leave him. He's come to fight, leave him." And then he went into the battle. And his horse was struck and he fell off his horse. And then narration mentioned he stood up and he went like this. And the Prophet ﷺ saw his dark skin. And the Messenger of Allah said, "Oh Sa'd, is that you?" And he said, "May my mother and my father be sacrificed for you, Messenger of Allah, it is Sa'd." And the Prophet ﷺ said, "Oh Sa'd, there is no other abode for you but Jannah." And Sa'd became elated and he jumped into the battlefield. And after a while there was a call, "Usiba Sa'd, Usiba Sa'd." Sa'd has been martyred. And the narrations mentioned that the Prophet ﷺ ran into the battlefield. He ran into the battlefield and he took the head of Sa'd and he placed it on his blessed thigh. And the tears of the Prophet ﷺ were flowing and they were falling on the face of Sa'd. And the Prophet ﷺ was crying profusely. And after a while the Prophet ﷺ began to smile and then he turned away. And there was a Sahabi called Abu Lubab ibn Munzir. And he said, "O Messenger of Allah, I seen you do something today I've never seen you do before." And the Messenger of Allah said, "What's that?" He said, "Before, first you cried, then you smiled, then you turned away." And the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "I cried because my beloved companion passed away, and I saw his sacrifice and his love for me. But then when I saw his status by Allah, that he had reached the hole," and Abu Lubaba said, "What is the hole?" And he said, "It is a well, a fountain, from which if a person drinks from, he will never be thirsty after the day. It is sweeter than honey and whiter than milk." And when I saw his status by Allah, I began to smile. And then I saw his wives in Jannah. They were running towards him with so much eagerness that their shins were being exposed, and I looked the other way. And then the Prophet ﷺ turned towards the Sahaba and they said, "Bring his horse and his sword." And they brought his horse and his sword. And he said, "Take this to his wife and tell her that this is his inheritance. And also inform her that Allah has given Zat wives in Jannah which are even more beautiful than she is." This was a man who a while ago didn't even know if he would attain Jannah. He had no status in society. But look at his status by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Why? Because he lived, he died for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us all people who live for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.